Can't believe I'm doing this shit. Yo, what's up, you AP motherfuckers? So, I'm about to, it's late as fuck. I'm about to teach you some history, Unit 1. Alright, so before Europeans came over here, shit was fine. They had crops and shit. Aztecs, one of the biggest societies known, their architecture and agriculture advancements were on par and maybe even above some of the European ones because the vast and mass of their cities that they made. So they pretty fucking big cities. So that and their agriculture, they had like little districts on water that was able to like grow crops and shit. So that was also pretty advanced of them. The crop maize or maize if you're white, or corn if you're even whiter, was grown. It's pretty tall, fucking shit. But okay, it spread out throughout from the southern tip of South America to North America. I don't know how far north. I don't fucking know. I'm not a geologist. I'm a historian. So that shit, they were chilling for a while, big chilling for a while. They had hunt and gather. Sorry, they call hunter and gatherers. And Europeans came over. Columbus came over, and he was like, "Look at these motherfuckers." And he basically were like, "They're savages, and they don't know shit. So let me just take this land," which the Spanish and most of Europe, not most, but a lot of Europe did. They colonized the United States. The main goals were economics, really, profit, and shit like that. And also, one of the most important ones, if you're really Christian, is to spread the word of Christianity. So they came over and, gave out little free Bibles that people do sometimes after school, and played Christian rock and shit. I'm just kidding. But what they did was they're like, here's a Bible, believe in Christian, and the Indians are like, no. And then they were like, believe in Christ, and they're like, okay, well, some of them, but that's pretty much how it went. So they did that for a while, and then I don't know before or after, but Columbian change happened. Basically, what that is that Europeans brought some shit, and they took some shit. So that's what happened, and the shit they brought to the New World, most of it was good. Some of it was bad, like diseases and shit. Killed them off. Pretty fucking bad. So 90% died. But hey, we've gotta make room. So I'm kidding. But anyway, that happened for a while. Started dying off and shit. So yeah. Okay, so after that, they started settling more. Like, instead of just conquistadors and priests and shit coming over, it was like normal people, like citizens, like you and me, that would come over and like, fuck it, we're gonna live in this new land. So they came over, pilgrims, went to Massachusetts to live their Christian lives away from the Christian church of Britain. And Dutch started to come over too. Spanish and the French, they didn't really colonize, like citizens at least, but they still were here. What was it? Okay, so the British and Dutch came. Now the Dutch, their goal was money, which is why they created New Amsterdam, which later became New York. When the Brits came over and they're like, give it to us, and then they pussied out, and they got it. They changed it from New Amsterdam to New York. So that became the main trade central, but their goal was mainly just economic and profit. They didn't have slaves. The Dutch, they did, but they didn't. Until the Brits came over, that's when slavery really, like, fucking blew up, and like the Brits put everyone on slavery. So that was cool. Not really, but you know, cool for them. Anyway, so they came over, brought slavery with them by the people of Massachusetts. They, you know, eating turkeys and shit. They just came to settle, pretty much, and that's pretty much it. Had a decent relationship with the Indians until they didn't. You know, they backstabbed those motherfuckers real hard. Now let's go back to New Amsterdam and 13 colonies of Britain. Basically, there's 13 colonies. Northern, okay. Southern, not so okay. Not that much slaves. Shit ton of slaves. One major import was tobacco, because all those people loved, you know, getting cancer and shit like that. Except for one king, I forgot his name. Doesn't matter. Anyway. Now they're like, we got a shit ton of tobacco. Who's gonna pick these fucking tobacco? My white ass hands aren't getting dirty. So they're like, what about those red ass hands? So they took some, you know, Indians, and they were like, fuck no. Ran away. Killed. A lot of them died. They didn't have a lot. So they're like, okay, well, you know, these other dudes from across the fucking ocean, bring those over. And they're like, that's a good idea. So, you know, they brought them over, slaves from Africa. And basically it was a horrible time in American history. One of the original sins of America. Did that for a long ass time. Before revolution, after revolution. And basically during slavery, the farther up you were, northern, the better off you were. But still pretty bad. And that is Unit 1.